shy? That's okay. I am too. Hold off on the drums. Drives my husband crazy. You know, your friends left in such a rush to go tell the world as they put it. And what a thing they have to tell. You know, I had an angel visit me too. It's true. The angel said that my boy was going to be great. Son of God, he said. King of the angels. The king of all. Do you think they'll understand? The people, do you think they'll come to worship him? Will they accept him? It's just, look around this place. The animals, hay for a bed, stench. For all that he is, it's just not enough. I find myself watching him, adoring him. I thought I knew what love was until he came along. You know, my mother, she gave me this blanket when I was little. She said it was a gift of love. I've worn it out. When we were packing to come to Bethlehem, I told Joseph I wanted to bring it, but he said no, that we had to pack light. I brought it anyway. The baby needs a blanket. Yes, they will come. The faithful will come. How could they not? He was born King of the angels. He will be great and mighty. He's all this and so much more. But when you go tell my young friend, make sure you tell him he is an amazing gift of love.
So, as I began preparation for this morning's message, I began to contemplate that phrase that Mary uttered is an incredible gift of love. It's amazing. And it led me to come to the conclusion, all on my own, that love is at the heart of this story, right? At the very heart of it. And further, that this is the greatest love story of all time. Now, I needed validation for that. So, of course, I went to Google, which I oftentimes do. And I simply typed in the words, greatest love stories ever told. And you know what it came up with? Well, number one was Shakespeare's Romeo and Juliet, followed by Tolstoy's Anna Karenina, followed by Wuthering Heights, Pride and Prejudice, and The Thornbirds. That's right, to my shock and dismay, the name in the story of Jesus doesn't show up anywhere. And so I think to myself, well, maybe I should type in real life stories, the greatest real life love stories. And so I do that. And I find the stories of Anthony and Cleopatra, Queen Victoria and Prince Albert, and yes, even Ronald Reagan and Nancy Reagan. These are amongst the greatest love stories of real life people, still no mention of Jesus. And I thought, how sad. How sad that is. How sad that so many people just don't get it. They don't get it. And got me to think of this. I mean, it has been said that the arrival of Jesus was the advent of love. And you see, based on God's word, one can certainly argue that love is at the heart of the birth of Jesus. You remember the words of John in chapter 3, verse number 16? For God so loved the world. For God so loved the world that he what?
Gave his only begotten Son.
Gave his only because God so loved the world. As one author put it, and I shared this with men yesterday, the Christmas story is the world's best love story. It's about God, a God of love, sending a son of his love to live a life of love and die a death of love, so that all who believe in him would be welcomed into the arms of his love forever and ever. It's all about love. That's what this story is about. Jesus is love. His whole life was love. I came across a story this week as I was preparing. It was a story of an elementary school. In this particular school, as I surmise, happens across our nation in these days of political correctness, they're no longer allowed to use the name of Christ in any of their programs. Okay? Technically, they could use the word Christmas, but they began to avoid it. They would do things like Winter Festival or holiday extravaganza for their children's program. But one particular teacher, she decided she was going to call her program Christmas Love. And in so doing, she printed up on cardboard cards the letters, Christmas Love. And she handed them to 13 kids, and over again, they rehearsed. For the days leading up to the program, they kept rehearsing this, and they got it right. And now comes the day of the program, and all the kids gather, and they're standing right in front of the audience, and they hold up their cards. And the parents just looking looking off. The children are sort of giggling, and the principal is not happy. His face is turning red, because card number 7 was turned upside down, and instead of saying Christmas Love, it said Christ was love. I would amend that by saying Christ is love. He is love. He is an incredible gift of love. And in so being, he opens the door for us to love the way he loved, right? He opens that. John in his epistle writes, "Dear friends, let us love one another, for love comes from God. Everyone who loves has been born of God and knows God. Whoever does not love does not know God, because God is love." This is how God showed his love among us. He sent his one and only Son into the world that we might live through him. This is love. Not that we loved God, but that he loved us and sent his Son as an atoning sacrifice for our sins. He is an incredible gift of love. That's what he is. Not only is he a gift of love, but he is the author of love, of true love. And according to this passage from John's epistle, well, without Jesus, without him in your life, you're not capable of love. At least not capable of love as God defines it. You're not capable of that. I don't know what non-believers call love, but it's not as God defines it. Because the sort of love God defines, it's supernatural. Humans just aren't capable of it without Jesus. And, it is a love, that Paul describes for us in Corinthians 13. So without Jesus, you cannot have a love that is patient, a love that is kind, a love that does not envy, a love that does not boast, a love that is not proud. Nor is it a love that does not dishonor others, that is not self-seeking, that is easily angered. Not a love that keeps no record of wrongs, or a love that does not delight in evil, but rejoices with the truth. It's not a love that always protects, always trusts, always hopes, and always perseveres. In short, it's not a love that never fails. Now let me say that even with Jesus in our lives, we oftentimes don't live out that definition. I understand. We don't always get it right. We struggle with that sometimes. But if we have it, we can strive for and hope to emulate that love, to have that sort of love in our lives, because he is an incredible gift of love. To clarify, you cannot love. You just can't, as God defines it, by being a student of Shakespeare or Tolstoy or Jane Austen. You cannot love as God defines it by following the example of Antony and Cleopatra or Ronald and Nancy Reagan. It only happens by being a student of the author of love. by being a student of Jesus, by following the example of the one who came as a gift of love, came as a baby to save the world, to open the gates to heaven for anyone who believes in him, for everyone who believes in him. And then he gives us as believers the power to actually live out this life, to reflect his love to the people around us, to the world outside of us. Not to say that we seize that power all the time, because we don't always seize it. Not to say that we always get it right, but through Christ, all things are possible. So we can hope. We heard Mary say this morning, I thought I knew what love was until he came along. How true that is. See, what was true for Mary is true for every one of us. You may think you know what love is, but without Jesus, you really don't know what love is. You know, he is an incredible gift of love. And still, even as Mary is taking it all in, observing, pondering, treasuring all these things going on around her, and adoring her newborn son, our drama sort of poses this real-life dilemma that is out there for all mankind. I mean, their only hope for knowing true love is Jesus. Their only hope for eternity is Jesus, but the question she poses is, will they understand? Will they come? And I look at the state of our nation and the world around us, where we're so divided. And we ask the question, where is the love? Where is the love that Jesus brought into the world? It seems as if they don't understand. No one really understands. I look at empty pews in churches across the nation, and I think they're not coming. They are not coming to worship, to adore this incredible gift of love. Let alone hearing, receiving, and passing it along to others, as we're called to do. You see, for those of us who have received this gift, this incredible gift of love, we got to find a way to share it with others. We really do. It is so important. You see, his incredible love, it needs to well up inside of us, overflow, and spread throughout our little worlds, our homes, our churches, our communities, workplaces, schools. You see, without love, who's going to come? Seriously. Without love, who's going to come? And why would they, right? Why would they come? If they don't see love in what we are doing as followers of Jesus, why would they want to be part of this? Why would they come? You know, as Paul wrote, without love, we are just a resounding gong, a clanging cymbal. We're just noise out there in the world if we don't add love to what we do, to why we do the things we do. Just noise amongst all the loud and angry voices out there. Even when we say all the right words, even when we do the right things, if we don't have love in our hearts when we do them, just noise. Just noise. Frankly, we become an annoying noise to those who don't know Jesus. That's really what we've become, right? But it starts here. We can make a difference. We truly can. It starts in our church. It starts in our homes. Love as God defines it, striving every day to share that sort of love with our families, our church families, in our workplaces, in our schools. I don't know what that looks like for you in the days to come. I don't know what it looks like in your Christmas preparations. We're down to about, 48 hours or less. What does it look like? Well, I came across a writing from Paul's, sort of a play on words from Paul's words in the Corinthians. It speaks of Christmas love. And it goes like this. It says, if I decorate my house perfectly with plaid bows, strands of twinkling lights and shining balls, but I do not show love to my family, I'm just a decorator. If I slave away in the kitchen, baking dozens of Christmas cookies, preparing gourmet meals, and arranging beautifully adorned tables at mealtime, but do not show love to those I am with, I am just a cook. If I work in a soup kitchen, carol in the nursing home, and give all that I have to charity, but I do not show love to those around me, it profits me nothing. If I trim the spruce with shimmering angels and crystal snowflakes, attend a myriad of holiday parties, and sing the choir's cantata, but do not focus on Christ and his love, I have missed the point. Love stops the cooking to hug a child. Love sets aside the decorating to kiss the husband. Love is kind, though harried and tired. Love doesn't envy another's home that has coordinated Christmas china and table linens. Love doesn't yell at kids to get out of the way, but is thankful they are there to be in the way. Love doesn't give only to those who are able to give in return, but rejoices in giving to those who can't. Love bears all things, believes all things, hopes all things, endures all things. Love never fails. Video games will break, pearl necklaces will be lost, and golf clubs will rust. But giving the gift of love will endure. It's all about love. It's about love. At least that's what it ought to be about. God gave us this incredible gift of love. The question is, what are we going to do with it? What are we going to do with it? This time of year, we attempt to do so much. And much of what we do out of obligation, right? We just sort of go through the motions. We got to do this, we check them off our list. All these things. We don't give it a lot of thought, let alone much love. And when that happens, it doesn't feel much like Christmas, does it? It's easy to get lost. We begin to sound a little bit like Cindy Lou Who, right? I mean, seriously, she sings out, "Where are you, Christmas? Where are you? Why have you gone away? Where's the laughter you used to bring me? Why can't I hear the music play?" I'm not attempting to make the movie The Grinch a theological study here today, nor am I going to try to make the song by Mariah Carey biblical. But the answer in the song is love. And that's the same answer for us. The song goes on to say, if there is love in your heart and in your mind, you will feel like Christmas all the time. If there is love in your heart and your mind, you will feel like Christmas all the time. You see, if the love of Jesus fills your life, fills your heart, fills your mind, if it flows through you for all the world to see, then it can be Christmas every day. It really can be. Because he is an incredible gift of love. He is an incredible gift. And once we realize that, you won't want to come and adore him. You won't feel like you got to come to church. Man, I got lots of stuff on Christmas Eve. I'm really going to be busy. I got the goose to cook and the ham in the oven and there's still some cooking. No, you want to be here not once or twice a month, but every opportunity you have, you're going to want to come. You're going to want to adore him when you realize that love, that incredible gift of love. And you want to invite others to share in that gift with you. He's an incredible gift of love. I think of the things that transpire in the midst of our ministry here in the church. And we do a lot of things, and I like to think love flows through many of those things, whether it be breakfast with Santa Claus, whether it be the Silver Teens luncheon, and we gather and we rejoice and we share stories and we catch up. And as I reflected upon all of those things, I was quickly taken to our carol on Wednesday night. I like to think that was all about love. For those who were there, maybe you agree, maybe you disagree, but I think it was all about love. I like to think there was love in the air that night, and it was clear for everyone who was around us to see it. There was love in the air when we went to Redstone. And we spread some Christmas cheer by singing Christmas carols, but Where I really saw the love was when we were done singing, right? And we had a time of fellowship, and I saw teenagers and children sitting around tables with folks who were 60, 70 years their elder, striking up conversations with them, making relationships. I saw love there. I was so proud of those kids. I mean, it was amazing for me. I saw love as we went to one home and we celebrated the Lord's Supper together. And then I saw it again as Liz led us an arousing, emotion-filled rendition of My Bonnie Lies Over the Hill. Had to be love in the midst of that. There just had to be, right? There was love in the air as carolers went to Beatty Point. And they sang, and then they passed out cookies to the delight of the residents. There was love in the air as we gathered at the Seymours as they opened their home at the end of the night with some good old-fashioned Christmas cheer. It's about love. It's about, if there's not love in the midst of that, then it's just obligation. But there was love, and I felt it, and so did, and I never like to embarrass anybody, so I don't say names, but there was a certain a woman, Kim. Kim was part of our group, of course, and she came up to me at the end of the night and said how much fun she had. She did. She said it was a special evening for her. She told me it made her Christmas. But then she said something else. She said, this group is a crazy group. And with a big smile on her face, she said, and I'm part of it. She was so excited to be part of this crazy group. A group that goes out and loves. And you all are part of it too. You're part of this crazy group, and when you reach out with love to others, you will not only touch them, and you will touch them, and they will be, but you will be blessed greatly by doing it. There's only a couple of days left before Christmas. I ask you to prayerfully think about what's really important. Think about ways that you can spread that love in these few days remaining between now and Christmas. And it's going to look different for every one of you. It may involve, taking a plate of cookies to a neighbor, or it may involve just a kind word for that person at the checkout counter checking me out at Walmart who's been there for 8 hours and pulling their hair out. And they just need a kind word or a smile or a Merry Christmas. It might involve, an unexpected visit to somebody who is lonely this time of year, to somebody you know is hurting. What will it look like? It will look different. It might involve, taking a handful of these cards and passing them out so that they could come and see firsthand how crazy we are here at First Baptist on Christmas Eve. Inviting them to come in and join in the celebration, join in the love. But I ask you to prayerfully consider, how can you make these last days before the celebration be all about love? All about love. Because He is an incredible gift of love. Whatever you do in these days leading up to Christmas, do them in love. Let us pray. Father in heaven, we thank you and we praise you. What an awesome God. That you are indeed a loving Father and a loving Savior. We thank you for your gift of love. We thank you for your example of love. And we pray, Lord, that love would abide in us. And that we would take it and share it. Let it flow through us. That the world might see your love through us and be drawn to you through it. We pray this in Jesus' name.